Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the first day of the monthly qualifiers. At the moment, we're going into tomorrow into round 6, and we've done 5 rounds today, and then it'll be 4 rounds tomorrow. So if you want to watch us guys and cheer us on, I'll put 2 links in the description below. Teddy and Ark, both really good casters. They'll be streaming over on Twitch all of the qualifiers. So if you want to keep up to tabs with us and all the other top teams, make sure to check them out over on Twitch. And I'll also put what time they'll be streaming as well, so make sure you're checking that out in the description below. But I'll be going over our round 5 games, some really intense games against a Portuguese team. Not too sure on the actual team name, but they're probably the best Portuguese team in the game. I'm really familiar with their team, really good players. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Right guys, heading into the first game, which is Minecart Madness. So currently both teams are 4-0. The bans for this, well, the entire game against these guys, it's going to be, I think it was Byron, Amber, Ruffs, and Mr. P. So 4 bans that are commonly banned. Sprout is in play. Normally that is banned as well. So it's always Mr. P or the Sprout. So we've got a really hot start there. Already got my 8-bit turret, and we've got first minecart. So unfortunately with this map, it depends a lot on the first minecart. So we've got first minecart, so we know we can push them back. When we've got an 8-bit and a Sprout in our combo, and the enemy team have the first minecart pushing us back, it can be really bad. So luckily enough, we got the first minecart, but as you can see, we've just got amazing control. Straight away, I told Tom to get straight on that 8-bit turret, because Sprout's going to be dealing near enough, I think, around 2k damage per shot. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I think it's actually 1.8k with that booster. But anyways, as you can see, we're just completely dominating. We've held control for so long here. I'm keeping an aggro position, and normally with the 8-bit turret, you want to be putting it further back, but we didn't want to push back at all because of the aggro they've got. They've got a Pam and a BB. That can be really hard for a Sprout to deal with, but as you can see, we've just held pressure for so long. We're just beaming literally everyone in these moments. Casey, I believe, is about to go down, just manages to stay alive. Tom does go down, so we did manage to get a reset off, but it's basically going to be so hard for those guys to really do anything here. So I do TP out. Casey's just keeping the pressure. You don't want to just literally run back really fast. You want to be chipping them down as they're running towards you, but we managed to hold on to really dominating performance in the first Gem Grab game. Let's hop into the next one. Right guys, jumping into the second game. So we did switch up the combo. We've gone for a Jean, Max, Pam. We kind of anticipated those guys going the Sprout combo we just went, and the aggro with the Pam and the Max and the Jean as well can be really good. So I'm just realizing there's a little bit of lag here, so bear with me on this one. As you can see, the 8-bit unfortunately knocks himself into the minecart. So already we've got pull. We're just going to wait for a max speed to try and get pull off here. That's a really good Sprout wall by their Sprout. We've got the minecart pushing us back. I think we actually got first minecart again, so that's always good, especially against a combo like this. I go for the pull. Somehow it misses. I have no idea what even happened there, but we move on. So Casey just gets absolutely deleted. I would have gone down if I didn't press my gadget there, so pretty clutch. We know because we've used Sprout and 8-bit together so much. The Sprout and the 8-bit combination is so deadly. You've got to take down that 8-bit turret when you get a time. So I'm guessing they've tried to get the same setup as us. Casey just gets deleted again. The Sprout can basically 2-shot Max, which is crazy. But here, me and Tom doing a really good job keeping the aggro position. They've got 6 gems, but there's no need to real panic. We just need a couple of good kills here. So you can see really good aggression from Casey and Tom. Tom's getting them all the way back in their spawn, and now it's just about holding this position right here. All of them are really low. We've got Jean super here. We've got a minecart pushing them back, so we're in an amazing spot right here. I'll go for another pull just outside of his range, but for some reason the 8-bit TP'd into mid, and it really didn't pay off. He really shouldn't have TP'd there. Should have just waited for the minecart to push him back and then just gone up. They had a lot of gems. There's no way they're going to be losing that anytime soon, but unfortunately the 8-bit did mess up a little bit there. Casey's doing really good at keeping that aggro, and again in the end we managed to take it pretty convincingly. But that's going to be the first gem grab set right there. Let's hop into the second one. Alright guys, jumping into the second set, which is Canal Grande. So we've not really played this a lot with Mr. P not in play. Normally the comp is just Mr. P, Sprout, and Take. Nothing really beats that combo, but we can see we've gone for the Max because Max can be really good against aggressive brawlers because he can just use the speed and get people out. So the kind of tip here is that we just want to get one side. So you can see the Rosa's doing really good of just keeping the aggro. We're just having to focus all of our shots on the Rosa so the throwers can just do the dirty work on us. We do a good job of keeping control of her. Basically wasted all my gadgets, so probably should have used another gadget and just kept the aggression. Now we really need to keep that Rosa out. Sprout's just on that other side, just laying shots into us over and over again. You can see he just manages to clip Tom, and now we're actually in the lead because I've got the blue star and we've got 0 controls. So you can see why Rosa's so good. It's just basically a big tank. Well, that's what Rosa is, a tank, but you know what I mean. Against a tick and a Sprout takes so many shots to actually take her down, and it dealt a lot more pressure than we actually realized. So going into it, we're now up with the blue star, but you see the Sprout's just on his own, uncontested, but we've got to be dealing with this Rosa and the tick coming onto us. We're in a really bad spot. We're being pushed up. We're using the tick head to get some pressure here. Probably should have focused some more shots over on the tick, but again, not really managing to get too much control. I think I do use wall over here, which wasn't really the best usage of my wall, to be honest, because the Sprout was just basically gone over to that side even more. Probably should have just used a wall on our side of things and tried to get more control of the left lane. They just collapsed on us, and unfortunately we was in a really bad position there. We just literally had no control of either side of the grass. That's what you really need against Rosa. So again, 4 stars down, not at the end of the world, but Sprout played really well with the amount of zoning he did. Just really to give us no chance to focus on the throwers. It was always the Rosa that was in trouble for us. So we managed to lose the first game of Bounty right there. Let's hop into the next game. Alright guys, jumping into the next game of Bounty. So they're already on set point, and as you guys probably know, or if you don't know, it's a best of 3 every single game in the qualifiers. So a lot more at stake. You can't afford to lose a single set because you only need 2 sets to win the entire game. This is here, really good pinch on Rosa. And now we just need to stick the Poco on the Rosa side, because the Poco and a Rosa is obviously going to beat a Rosa on her own. So we're going to be keeping that matchup as much as possible. I'm just going to use a wall just to keep tick back. So basically I can just help the right hand side a little bit more here. We've got complete control of both grasses. So an amazing start from us. Sprout does pretty well to buy a little bit of time for them, and he's doing a good job of just aiming at Poco. That's what you want to be doing as a thrower, just aim at Poco, because without a Poco, the Rosa's not going to be doing too much. Again, the Rosa just focusing straight on the Poco. That's exactly what they want to do. They need to be so aggro on her. Casey just manages to stay alive. I think it's going to die there, and managed to catch the Rosa off as well. I kind of knew that the Rosa was weak, so I just ignored a tick. Total shot over at Rosa, taking her down. Good heal from Tom there. And again, that slow can be so punishing, especially to brawlers that don't do a lot of damage, which you don't really get a lot of high DPS brawlers in Canal Grande. It's normally brawlers that do chip shots. So again, the Rosa isolates Tom there, so he goes down. Casey's doing a really good job of staying alive. Does just manage to go down here. I think I get a couple of nice shots on a tick. Luckily, it bounces long enough to actually get that. Unfortunately, Tom gets taken down by the tick head, which I did call out, but I think we just couldn't get it down quick enough. So now with 20 seconds left, they are up with the blue star here. Sprout's doing really good again, Tom down, but again, we're in a fantastic position. 15 seconds left. All we need is 1 kill to get this win. So we're in a really good scenario here. So I'd take 2 shots over here. I'm pretty weak, so I don't want to go too aggro. We do manage to get the kill. Tom's got the heal. I remember him calling it out. It was 1 shot away, and literally right here, you can see how clutch that was. I just managed to kill him literally on the buzzer, managing to clutch up in the end there. So really well played from us to not lose composure and finish off that game. So just by the skin of our teeth, we managed to win that game. Let's hop into the next bounty game. Right guys, jumping into the final game of this bounty set. So we're on match point, but both teams are on set point, so really important to win this one. We don't want to lose any sets because this could be important in the tiebreaker. And as you see, they've gone for Poco double tank, which is kind of risky on this map. It can work pretty well. But as long as, well, we've learned how to play against Poco double tank on this map a lot, and all you got to do is basically just hold down 1 lane. You want to be holding down 1 lane as much as possible, and it just makes it more safe if everyone just groups up. So what I'll be doing, my role is to keep the other 2 back, because eventually I will get my wall. I can just place that into mid, and there's no way they're going to be sneaking up. So as you can see here, I know I've got enough time to actually get my wall off. The Rosa tries to sneak in, I say no, and we're able to keep them back. So Casey's just going to be keeping the mortars back. Well, they probably should have done much quicker, which a lot of teams do with Poco double tank. Someone should have just came behind us as well. The Rosa should have probably just came all the way around and pinched us in. But they managed to take the lead here, so it actually was looking really scary because now they've got control of the bush, and that's exactly what we didn't want to happen. But Rose is really weak. We're just going to force her out as much as possible. I just wall off the mid, so it means we don't get pushed from there. So we, well, they're all in one spot. The Mortis actually does an amazing job here. Nearly manages to chain his super to probably kill near enough all of us there. Tom was one shot. I was really weak as well. So that was surprising. Probably a bit too aggro from the Mortis to actually do that, and I think we actually get the lead from that Mortis going in there. So again, 28 seconds left. Me and Tom are just sticking together as much as possible. I'm trying to build up my super again to get the wall, which I have. Casey's done a good job of keeping back the Mortis. Again, the Rosa runs in. Even though she's one shot, that Poco's just healing her up so much we can't actually take her down in time. So Casey goes up against the Mortis. I've got to try and help him here, and I do so successfully. See with the slow, but we actually didn't realize that Casey was going to near enough and die here, and he just managed to get a double kill, but that was so close. They nearly managed to clutch up in the end. Some really intense games, so definitely GG's to EGN. They're an amazing team. We knew what they were capable of. But that's going to be the end of today's video. We finish off the day 5-0, and it'll be really intense games tomorrow, so make sure you're watching, as I said in the intro, and cheer us on if you can. But that's going to be the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.